Adolf Hitler might be the highest performance guy that ever was born on the planet. Bill Gates does not chill. He does not go to the Super Bowl. Why do you? Excellence is not a single act, it's a habit. Find somebody that is where you want to be 20 or 30 years from now and go to him or her now.
Need motivation?
Watch your top 10 with Believe Nation.
Top 10, I got a top 10. Got my motivation high for my top 10. Gotta learn from the wise women and men. All my life, like 9 to 9. For my top 10, top 10, 9 to 9. This one's for my top 10.
He's Dan Peña, and here's my take on his Top 10 Rules for Success Volume 4. Enjoy. Okay, let's kick it off with rule number 1. Surround yourself with greatness.
The first method for estimating the intelligence of a ruler is to look at the men he surrounds himself with. Now, if I were going to judge you or you or you by the guys you hang with, the guys you chill with, I think you're a retard. You hang and chill. Bill Gates does not chill. He does not go to the Super Bowl. Steve Jobs didn't hang. Why do you? You hang out with monkeys, a lot of resemblance here. You know, you become a circus. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Most of you would be embarrassed to tell me who your 5 closest buddies are.
Rule number 2, minimize your regrets.
I didn't know I had this in common with the founder of Amazon, but he's in the regret minimization business. He has modeled his lifestyle, what will I regret when I'm 80? Now that he's 50-something, he says now it's going to be 90, same as me. But I've had 80 for a long, long time. And there's still some things. I have 3 regrets. 1, I'm a combat-trained Army officer that never saw combat. 2, the day before my mother died here at the castle, I'm screaming at her, God damn it, don't be a bitch, you're not sick, you're not going to die. Next morning, she's dead. Can't go back on that, can you? And the 3rd is I didn't set my goals high enough. Nothing about missing my son or my daughter's Sweet 16 or missing a soccer or a baseball game. None of that shit that you have been led to believe wrongfully are important. I am a world-class eulogy giver. And every single person I've buried, I normally go to see them, normally they ask me before they die. I go and I say, well, what do you want me to say? And they always say, oh, I'm sorry for it. I didn't take this risk. I didn't do this. I didn't do that. Not that I missed my son's wedding. Not that I missed my 3rd grandchild's birth. All that sloppy, soppy shit. It's the risk they didn't take.
Rule number 3, be a high performer.
Adolf Hitler might be the highest performance guy that ever was born on the planet. Being high performance doesn't mean you're a good guy. He got more done with less than any human being ever. He got more done with less. A little chicken shit private Austrian from the Second World War to be Chancellor of the Fatherland. So, I mean, when I say it, I mean it's a compliment. Not all the bad things he did. But I mean, from nothing to something, he's a high-performance guy.
Rule number 4, press the envelope.
I am mostly titanium and steel parts. This is me. Artificial shoulders, artificial collarbone, artificial knees, full knees, artificial hip. I've been busted up over the years because I do a lot of extraordinary things. Not the least of which getting run over by a buffalo 25 years ago. But I'm always pressing the envelope, physically and mentally and financially. I.e., we started the boxing ring, which As I told some of you in the beginning, 95% of everybody thought it was a great idea. 5% said that I was inhumane, like the gladiators and the lions and all kind of bullshit. And I've continued to press myself. Now, this is 2014. We're in New Zealand, and I see a poster about bungee jumping. And I said, Sally, I got to do that. And Sally says, turn around. And it's right here. This is where the bungee jump. So I got to do that. So the next morning, I'm in line. There's about 50, 60 millennials, kind of like you guys. And they're all saying the winds were gusting 40 to 60 miles an hour. And you can't jump. So all the millennials will go, when that wind dies down, I'm going to jump that. I'm going to jump. They're all dancing around. So I wait about 10 minutes. I take a $100 bill. I walk up to the head of the line. I said, don't you think that the wind's died down now? He said, I believe it has, sir. I jump. Okay? I come back. These guys are still saying, well, did you jump? I didn't know the wind died down. But when it dies down the next time, I'm going to jump that. I believe with all my heart, some of those guys are still in line waiting.
Also, if you want to have confidence like Dan Peña, check out my 254 Confidence series. It's free. The link is in the description below.
But no one does know initially, up front. You have to try. You have to swing at the plate. A kid like you, if you had to keep track of 7 days a week, 24 hours a day, what you do.
Rule number 5, find mentors.
You only have one time to make a first impression. The first impression is how you look. Now, I already know how I look, and you know how I look as well. Second impression is when you open your mouth. Most of you, with the greatest respect, can't speak properly. You stutter, you mumble, you sweat, and I can go on and on. I've learned to like the hot lights because I want to convey my message. So you go where there are people that you want to be like. You find somebody that is, and my whole basis is mentorship, find somebody that is where you want to be 20 or 30 years from now, and go to him or her now. I had the presence of mind to be attracted to some very, very famous, very wealthy people in my 50-year career, and I went after them to, not for money, not for anything like that, but I just wanted them to talk to me and to share their wisdom.
Rule number 6, build good habits.
Excellence is not a single act, it's a habit. And right now, most of you have piss poor habits. And most of the kids on YouTube have piss poor habits because your habits have been based on what you've seen. First of all, how your parents acted. Second of all, how the people that you've been exposed to, hanging with. Show me your friends and I'll show you your future. And if you, in your neighborhood, you know, most of the kids are getting arrested, going to jail, going to prison. There's a high probability that you're going to get arrested and you're going to go to jail and you're going to go to prison.
Rule number 7, take action.
What are you going to tell your children? What are you going to tell your grandchildren? 20 years from now, Daddy, Grandpa, what were you doing during the greatest transformation of wealth in the history of the planet? Other than having your thumb up your ass. What are you going to tell them? Oh, I was thinking about it. I was spreadsheeting it. I'm proud to say I haven't done a spreadsheet in 10, 15 years. Go read another book. Go listen to another, read a blog. Listen to a podcast.
Rule number 8, want it bad enough.
There's a hip-hop motivational guy, a black guy. Yeah. And he says, if you don't want to be successful as much as you want breath in your lungs, none of you qualify in this room. Hardly anybody that comes to the seminar qualifies. When I was doing this and when I invented QLA, and didn't know it was QLA at the time, only knew it was QLA when I look back, and I put it together, the model, if you will, or the formula, I wanted it more than air. I sacrificed my God, my country, my family, my children, my parents, my friends. And guess what? It happened.
Rule number 9, be an eagle.
Eagles fly alone. I have no friends.
Friends are problems. Friends are challenges. If you aren't into yourself, and that means something else now than what I mean. If you're not into yourself enough that you can't spend the weekend by yourself, then something's wrong with you. Vis-a-vis self-esteem, being a high-performance person, and accomplishing high-performance acts, something's wrong with you.
And rule number 10, the last one before a very special bonus clip, is dream big.
From a guy, I was a barrio bad boy in the barrio of East Los Angeles, to the Guthrie. That's a big leap. That's a big, I can't imagine. Well, came close last year. I was honored by the Queen of England. I am now, as they call, a member of St. John. A member of St. John, which is just, but look, thank you. And it's a derivative of the Templar. The people that supposedly took Christ's body, and, the Knights of the Templar, that's what it's a derivative of. But for a kid in East LA who almost killed his teacher. Now, was I thinking about killing the teacher? No. I was up on the second floor with an aquarium, and I looked down at the teacher, and the teacher had pissed me off. And back in those days, I wasn't the kind of guy you'd want to piss off. So I dropped the aquarium. It weighed 45 pounds. By the grace of God, Allah, Buddha, he moved. And it didn't hit him in the head, it hit him in the shoulder and crushed his shoulder, right clavicle. If that had killed him back in the mid-50s, I wouldn't be sitting here. The Queen wouldn't have given me anything, not even a postage stamp, and I wouldn't be living in a castle because I would have spent a majority of my adult life in prison.
Now I've got a special bonus clip from Dan on how you don't want to be the smartest person in the room that I think you're going to enjoy. But before that, it's time for the 3-point landing questions. Let's go from just watching another video to taking action. Here we go. Question number 1, what is your big dream? Number 2, how will you surround yourself with greatness this week? And number 3, what's one good habit you want to build starting today?
Jack Welch and a number of the guys say the same thing. You want to be not the smartest guy in the room. I have a lot of difficulty with that because I normally am the smartest guy in the room, no matter how smart everybody is. But you want to surround yourself with talent. And the reason why most of the kids don't surround themselves with real super talent is because they're insecure that these people, these men and or women will extricate you. And in some times they do extricate you. But as long as you've set it up properly, you're going to be extricated with a bunch of money. A bunch of money.
If you want more Dan Peña, check out the last top 10 I made on him. The link is right there next to me. I think you'll enjoy it. Continue to believe, and I'll see you there.
It's never going to get any better than this, kids. This is as I said on YouTube, the eye of the perfect storm. So I'm saying no matter what your age is,